Hey folks, welcome to our next exit. We're boondocking.
We are at
Imperial
Dam in Winter Haven, California.
Yeah, that's not where we was planning on being.
Not really.
But we've got a hold of several of our friends that are wanting to kind of try this boondocking experience out with us. And so we're all meeting up. We're not all coming to Winter Haven. It's just us and Scott and Tammy, Jeff and Lori, and Pat and Chris. And we're going to be here for 5 or 6 days. We're going to set up camp. Pearl made us a big old ring there, fire pit. And Scott and Tammy's here, but the rest of the crew hadn't shown up yet. Scott and Tammy got here in time to pick out the campsite, and they did an excellent job.
Thank you very much.
Once we got set up, just probably within an hour or so, Pat and Chris showed up in their Unicat, and that's an exploration vehicle that they've had it for 5 years now. And they've covered a lot of ground.
Been a long ways, huh?
It's been a long ways.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Glad you made it.
Never thought I would see this, not with the Unicat.
Maine's a long ways from here, huh? Yeah, Maine.
And a lot different.
Yeah, a whole lot different, huh? It's pretty shiny there, Pat.
Yeah, it's hanging in there. So, like, what's the square footage? And
well, we guesstimate between, the little bit we've got here, bathroom, shower, and the sleeping area, probably 125 square feet. But it's not all stand-upable. Obviously, we've got a very small.
So this is where your seating area.
Yeah, we mostly hang out here,
And that makes it to a bed if you wanted it to.
It would. We don't use it for
Never
that.
have, huh?
Yeah, don't need to.
Then a roof air.
Roof air. We got 2 max air fans, one here, one in the bathroom.
We do
have a.
And a regular shower.
Yep,
Their light switch.
We have a dry bath.
Light switch would be inside.
Yeah, it's up on the top there. See right
here.
Right there.
Here.
Yep. That's light.
What do I do? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Got another light switch in the shower as well. Similar.
That's not a bigger bathroom than I remember.
It's got for the size of the rig, it's a really large
And then
bathroom.
refrigerator, freezer at the bottom.
Freezer, correct.
Sink and electric cooktop.
3 burner cooktop. Got our bed area up top, which is at least a queen size bed, if not bigger. Messy, so.
And you got your map up there. That's cool.
Yeah, we throw that up there.
Okay.
See what we.
And a queen size bed, microwave. Cool.
So.
Oh, and what's down underneath? Is that your Webasto?
This is our heater. It's radiant heat. So this heats this area. We've got the same thing for the shower. And then actually there's some heat up underneath the bed too. So.
And you've had it for
diesel.
5 years now, huh?
A little over 5.
You've taken up to Maine, down to Florida, and then over here to Arizona.
And so I guess the next thing will be the Pacific Northwest.
Headed to the Pacific Northwest. Great. All right.
And so once we got this much of the gang here, food always comes to the top of mind. Pearl made up some of her, they're getting to be famous tacos now. They were pretty good. And Jeff and Lori got here the next day, and Lori drove all the way.
Yes, she did.
She's getting to be quite the
RV driver.
RV driver. Did a fine job.
Yes, she did that. It's good to see another female driver. Atta girl! Hello there! So, do you have any idea which way you want to point? You want to point this way or you want to point that way?
So Jeff and Lori installed their solar system all by themselves from just watching YouTube videos, and it appears they did a great job. But Jeff is real particular on how he wants his coach positioned. He wants the front of the coach facing east, and then that tilting the solar panels to the south, and he wants it right within a couple of degrees of whatever angle he can get at to get the most solar. And then they check it to make sure. They're kind of learning their system, and they are really pumping in some solar. They've got 800 watts of solar panels, and they have 500 amp hour lithium ion batteries, and it is really seems to be working out great.
And then Pat, he's got this projector that he can show movies up on the side of his coach. And here we watched some Next Exit videos, and he had a comedian that was pretty good.
Yes.
So just sitting around the fire, shooting the breeze and enjoying life. And then the next morning, Scott and Tammy have got this flat top grill, and I was giving him a hard time about it, but it's the real thing.
Giving him a hard time until you saw how it worked. Well it worked.
We ended up, Scott and Tammy left early. We ordered one so we'd have one still in camp. That was awesome.
Yes,
and then Pearl made some pancakes on the griddle.
On my griddle.
No, that's okay.
We were having so much fun, we even got on YouTube and did a live stream video to let everybody know how much fun we was having out boondocking. I'll put a link up here if you want to watch that video. So Pat's generator, the starter's giving you some issues. What brand of generator?
It's a German Fisher Panda.
Fisher Panda. So we're gonna do a little operation in the desert. Unfortunately, the operation was a failure, but Pat and Chris have got a spare of everything, and they've got a spare generator.
So my parents are going to Israel this March, and so we told her that joke. So she said, in my will, Scott, it will say that you have money to fly me back. But it was just so funny.
Constantly, we found ourselves sitting in a circle talking about the RV life and things, cracking jokes and having fun.
Fun stuff.
Because a lot of the camping places are in small towns, or you're not really next to a big city. Hopefully that's what you want to get away from. So
Yes.
you go do the local things, and that's
Which is
the
another
most fun.
reason why when you think about the lifestyle and you have to find out what your style is, we talk about, we still don't know what our style is yet, but this has really been a blast. But that's because you guys are here. If we were out here by ourselves, I don't know if we would love it. And what we find that we like.
And as you can see, Scott and Tammy, they've got a toy hauler, and lucky for all of us, they got the toys to go in it. These electric bikes, that's the real deal. You never did ride them, did you?
I never did ride one. Not
It
yet.
was way more fun than I thought. And it was a little bit hard, but it was fairly easy once you got the neck of it. And Scott gave me a few lessons. We got to zipping around, and he took me on a pretty long ride. We went way on the other side of the lake, up some real ruddy roads, but that was a fun afternoon. And then he's got these remote control cars that they brought their grandson, what's his name, David?
David.
Yeah, and David drives it pretty good. I didn't get it on video, but David and Jeff was playing Pokemon all evening around the campfire for like an hour.
Oh, David was thrilled to death to have a Pokemon partner.
Yeah, David wanted to take Jeff with him back home. So Jeff and Lori have got 800 watts of solar, 5 lithium-ion batteries, so they're jam-packed. Pat and Chris have got 200 watts of solar.
Right.
And that pretty much does them. They run their generator just a little bit. Scott and Tammy got that little trickle charger on the roof to charge the batteries. Then he has a 100 watt solar panel.
Yes.
That he charges his 2 batteries for his coach. And he didn't run his generator much. They ran it a little bit, but not much. We've got no solar. We are clean white roof up there. We've got the Delta. It's a little lithium-ion battery in a portable pack, and we've got 2 85-watt solar panels. But we have to run the generator quite a bit. And that there on the left, that black tube is an exhaust for our generator. Called a Genturi, to hopefully vent the fumes and the noise up away from people. Yeah. But it doesn't do that good a job, but it helps. And then more sitting around the campfires. We've gone through some wood.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. It's just a ton of fun sitting out there around the campfire. And then we're cooking again. We cooked some steaks. We used Scott's grill, and he cooked up everybody's steak on his grill.
Steaks and chicken and...
We don't have any video of the inside of Scott and Tammy's
coach?
Yeah. And so this here is from about a week or so. We went up to their house for dinner.
Right.
To give you kind of an idea what their coach looks like inside. So these are not the same steaks. Trick photography. But they were very good. Scott and Tammy were only there a couple of days. They bought on some property back in Welton,
Welton,
and they're having some
Arizona.
work done on it, leveled out. So they had to go back on Monday. So they're loaded up real quick, and then Tammy drove all
Yes.
the way back in town.
Yes. Atta
All
girl,
the
Tammy.
ladies are driving. Yeah, there goes Tammy getting in a rig there.
You go,
And
girl.
Go Tammy. So she's headed on out, headed back to Welton.
Welton.
We ordered us one of those flat top grills, and then we drove into town a couple days later to their house and picked it up.
Yes, and thank you for letting the mail
Yes,
be
thank you
delivered
so
there.
much.
Awesome.
There she goes. So everybody, all 4 ladies drive the rigs regularly.
That's right.
And we just see more and more women drivers almost every time we go to a campground. You see women
yes.
backing in, driving forward,
Yes.
just zipping along. She wasn't driving that fast. It's only like 10 miles an hour speed limit, but I sped it up just a little bit. So I don't want you to think she's a hot rod like Scott
speed
is.
demon.
And Scott is kind of crazy, especially on that bike. And then I told you about the solar panels. Jeff, every time if you didn't see him anywhere, you knew to look up on the roof.
He was up there.
Here he's blocking off his panels to see if one of them is maybe not producing as much as it's supposed to. I mean, he's and it's cause he's just not really getting to use it. There's his lithium batteries. He did that whole thing himself, him and Lori,
Right.
and they did a great job. And only a couple $1,000 is all he spent for the the batteries was
The
more than a
batteries,
couple thousand.
Yeah.
And then Lori made us what do you call it? A breakfast casserole?
Yes.
Delicious.
This is
Yes.
Great job. They're from Tennessee, and I think it's one of her grandmother's recipes
my
or
goodness.
something
I
like
think
that.
Now,
And
what
they
is
fixed
this?
up their coach. They put in some new chairs and stuff. They really got it fixed up nice.
Sausage.
So thanks for breakfast,
Yes, it was wonderful.
Lori.
Y'all have a Berkey?
We don't. I don't.
As you can see, we're all sitting there waiting, looking. Let's dive in. And then the next day, we had to pack up and head out. We had a couple of, once Scott and Tammy left, it got windy for like 2 days.
Oh, it
was
sure
pretty rough.
did.
But boondocking went well.
Yes.
We're loading up. We're going to go on up towards Courtside once we get everything packed well.
Right.
We're going up, and Pat and Chris are going up. Jeff and Lori staying another day.
You're right.
No, they just stayed till the end of that day. Jeff's
He
still
finished
working
that
remotely.
day. Right.
So whenever his quitting time was, then they loaded up, and they come on down and met us. Pearl drove going out. I don't remember. Pat drove. Chris followed in the Jeep.
Yes.
And so we are headed out to our next campground. I got to tell you, this boondocking worked pretty good.
It
We
did. Very good.
was more diligent in turning our lights and stuff off. I made a mistake and I guess not a mistake, told Pearl to make sure and turn off all the lights. So I was the one that kept leaving them on. And like every hour she's saying, who left this light on?
Guess who?
But as a whole, we were all down to just 1 or 2 hours of generator.
Right.
Our Delta, I mean, it holds 1,800 watts. You turn the generator on for an hour, hour and a half, and it'll take it from 0 to fully charged. So then I've got, that's almost doubles our battery capacity
Yes.
with that.
And that Delta in the morning, if I don't want to turn the generator on, I just plug in the coffee pot, plug in curling iron, blow dryer, and that works wonders.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's great for in the morning when your coach is low from going overnight and you got a fresh supply. As you can see, the Imperial Dam has a fresh water supply. So we dumped our tanks, filled up with water, threw all our trash away. Imperial Dam is a wonderful boondocking place. It costs $40 for up to 14 days, or $180 you can spend all winter
6
there,
months.
which a lot of people were doing.
Yeah.
But it's a great place, and you got the lake right there, Colorado River, but it acts pretty much the same as a lake. So we got all ready to go, and we headed up towards Courtside to our next one. And Jeff and Lori will be here, and then Terry and Cindy are going to join us Saturday, and
As
Charles
well
and
as
Abby.
Charles and Abby.
Yeah, so we're going to have
Right.
5 rigs, and we'll get you some more video, and we're going to have a ton of fun, and we'll let you know how it goes. Hey folks, thanks for watching. So until next time, keep the wheels rolling.
Stay safe.
We'll see you at the next exit.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye,
folks.